All right, let's catch up with some reviews of these new affixes that we learned and how they differentiate from each other and how they intertwine, okay? So this video is going to focus on the mo, mu, mi, ni, all right? The mo or mi versus the nag and mag, okay? Here I also added Naga and Manga, right? Because they are also related to Nag and Mag in a sense where they are expressing duration in the same concept, right? Maybe possibly just a longer duration, right? But or in a more formal context or in a more literary context, right? Because they do exist, Naga and Maga, right? And they're very related to Nag and Mag, possibly even the same thing. I don't know, right? But they do express similarities, very, very big similarities. And as I mentioned with the ga, I want you to kind of keep note of ga, but shy away from using ga. Okay, it's ambiguous in its usage, but they can express nag, naga, maga, right? They express just like this ambiguous kind of deal, but they also share the same relationship with nag, naga, maga, and mag. Okay, so let's begin. Right, the first sentence I have right is mubasa ba mo sa libro sa saksi ni Huba? Right, Huba, which means, are you going to be reading or will you read the book of Jehovah's Witness? Right, will you read the book of the Jehovah's Witness? And the next one is, magbasa ba kamo sa basahon ni Mormon? Will you read the Book of Mormon? Now, the first one, because it starts with the mo, it expresses this undefined absolute future, right? In a commitment. Will you be reading the book of the Jehovah's Witness? So I'm anticipating that you will be reading it. There's certainty in it, it's defined, it's absolute, and it's in the future that you're incepting, you're expecting, and you're committed, someone that you're expecting a commitment to, right? That's what that mo is telling us. In contrast, the mag, right? This mag, the second sentence, if I say magbasa ba kamo sa basahon ni Mormon, right? It says the same thing. They're both in the future tense, right? They're both asking, will you read the book, blah, 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 blah. But the second one, even though it's expressed in the future tense, just like the first, it's just asking, or it's just asking in the immediate future, right? In the immediate future after I said the sentence, maybe a few minutes, moments later after I said this sentence, right? In a verse during a discussion or something like that. Will you be reading the Book of Mormon, right? And there's kind of no certainty about it. It's just kind of expression of, hey, you're gonna read it? Kind of simply just, hey, you're gonna read it? Yeah, I'll read it. Versus mo, which is gonna show some absolutiveness to it. It's undefined in the future, so it's somewhere in the deep dark future, right? Undefined, we don't know when, right? And it's also absolute, so you just committed yourself to reading that book. Versus mag, where, okay, yeah, I'll read it like casually, I don't need to be committed to this, but yeah, I'll read it, I'll take a look at it, kind of a deal. Second one, okay? Palahubog ako, moinom kog cerveza. Right? There's again, that's the mo. Palahubog ko, or palahubog ka. Mag-inom kag tanduay ug San Miguel. Okay. So now we have drunkards, right? So mo and mag, again, mo inom, mag inom. Will you drink, right? Yes, I'll drink. So mo ginom kog cerveza. I'm gonna drink beer. I will drink beer. It's more like this says more like it translates more to I will drink beer for sure. I don't know when in the future, but I will drink it. It also expresses like you're habitually a drunkard, right? You usually do this on a daily basis. You usually drink on a daily basis or in the future basis or on a weekly basis, monthly basis, stuff like that. You usually drink. That's what I'm seeing from this mo here, that you actually have that implied. It's something that you do habitually and with certainty and in a commitment. So it's absolute, undefined in the commitment of the future. Versus mag-inom kag tanduay ug San Miguel. I don't know if you're habitually doing this. I just know you're gonna do this real soon. I just know you're gonna be drinking those beers real soon. You're gonna be drinking soon. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but hey. So it can be like mag-inom, maga-inom kag tanduay. If I say maga-inom in this point, I'm gonna be using maga, right? I know it's gonna be for a longer duration in the nearby future. I just don't know how close in the future. It's just nearby for a longer duration. I hope that makes sense because we don't know what the certainty is. It's just gonna, it might not happen. There's just no certainty. However, this is just a habitual thing. It will. Nitawag sila kanato. They called us. Nagtawag sila kanato. They called us. Right? They called us. They called us. They both mean they called us. Nitawag is in the past tense, which means called. Nagtawag is also in the past tense, which means called. Okay, before I explain this, this is something I want to stress so bad. Do not conjugate or look at verbs through tense because shit like this is going to happen and you're going to be confused as to, oh, but they're both past tense. Yeah, but there's a big difference with ni and nag. There's a big difference because ni, if I say ni tawag sila kanato, they called us in the undefined past. We don't know how long ago, but it already happened for sure. It's absolute and undefined in the past. It already happened with commitment. Someone already committed us to calling in the past, right? Nagtawag sila kanato. They called us in the past, but it happened in the immediate past present, right? It just happened just in the immediate in the moment that just passed. It just happened, okay? So it's a little closer and it was happening for a duration of time, maybe a little longer duration of time, but happened in the nearby future, or I guess the nearby past in this case, the nearby past or in the present that they were still calling us. They had been calling us and they're probably still calling us, or they were calling us and they stopped. So it happened in the nearby future. We can call that immediate past or present versus undefined past, right? So yeah, I want you to start looking at these verbal affixes through aspect, not through past, present, or future tense or stuff like that, because shit like this is gonna get confusing if you look at it that way. Let alone once you start memorizing more affixes, things are gonna start building on each other, and you will see why.